Hey everyone, we got a lot of news for the One Piece TCG. I'm very excited about it. As you can probably tell, right? We got the set 13 final trailer type of thing where it revealed the last leader. I'm not going to go into like manga or anime spoilers, but we will talk about the leader. So, be warned about that, right? Before we get into this, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. And if you guys want to support the channel, you can check out the links in the description. I've got a coupon code for Nengarden if you want some sick play mats, as well as I have a code for TCG Play if you're going to be buying any cards. My code for Nengarden is Straw Hat Pecan, and it's 5% off on top of their sales, like the one they're running right now. But let's just get into this. We've got the trailer. We'll go through a bit, right? And I've also got the card reveals we will talk about. I got a lot of thoughts, but there's just a lot of cards to go through, and it's just very exciting what we've seen. This is going to be, and I don't mean to hype it up too much, but like one of the most exciting sets for me personally, and I think a lot of other people. I think there's already been a lot of hype around this set, with Roger being one of the leaders, Ace, Sabo, Luffy, right? The three brothers. A lot of excitement already. As you can tell, I think there's just so many cards. This Luffy leader is actually insane. I love the Luffy leader. It might be one of my favorites. But just the amount of like SPs, the mangas, secret rares, there's so much in this set. It kind of puts to shame some of the other sets, nothing against anything else, but some of these alt arts look insane. We'll go over some of the cards. But truly, the anticipation for this last leader, I think, lived up to the hype. Right, obviously that reveal that we saw before, the 7k power, that alone was enough to drum up a lot of hype for this set. With Roger obviously being the king of the pirates, he's got to be the strongest leader, right? But with some of the stuff we've seen from Emu, that's right, it's been confirmed. Well, it kind of was confirmed, I think, for a bit, but showing it off, it is kind of insane. But yeah, these SPs, oh my goodness. I personally liked set 12 with the kind of similar style to these, but I think these kind of blow them out of the water. And we've got the really dope wanted poster style. Oh my goodness. I loved that style of wanted poster. And then the Shanks. Oh my goodness. Of course, all of these mangas. So amazing. So amazing. It is kind of wild how much we're getting in this set. Like, it is spoiling us, truly, with how many hits there are in this. I think prices for sealed product have already gone through the roof, which is, to be expected when you have reveals this big. This is going to be just another power creep set, right? Right before rotations will be starting around 2, not right before, but like fastly approaching our first rotation. It seems like just yesterday that was like the big reveal and thing going around the community, but we still, as of right now, haven't gotten the ban list. I think it's going to be coming out later today from what I've heard, but I don't know if it's coming out today. I don't know if that's been confirmed. I don't want to spread any information that is not confirmed, but that's just what I've been hearing through the grapevine. And yes, here we have the Emu leader. Here is the effect. Emu, Black Leader, OP13, 70 question mark typing. Again, not getting into any spoilers or any info on the character, right? But that's just actually an insane typing for a card. Question mark. The amount of people that thought there was going to be like a face reveal for this character in terms of the like card art for like the alt art. I think this is like the alt art here, which is just insanely tough. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I was highly doubting that we were going to get like a face reveal or some like big reveal on this character through the card game and not like through the manga. But again, no, not going to be discussing that too much here, right? Per the rules, you may not play any cost 2 or greater events in your deck. Also, at the beginning of the game, play up to 1 Holy Land Meridois type stage from your deck. And we got a new one, right, to play, right? Activate main. Once return, you may trash one of your Celestial Dragon type characters from play or from your hand. Draw a card. So interesting that you can do it from play as well, giving you a second option for cycle. And we are a 4-life leader. I saw somebody say, and I just can't get out of my head, that like this is such a hyped up leader that just kind of folds to Bello Betty. And I don't know. We still don't know about ban lists. Bello Betty kind of exists in the format of can it beat Blue Purple Luffy right now, and that's all another can of worms to get in, but very exciting stuff to get through. Let's get through the rest of the trailer. I think it'll show off some more of the cards, but yeah, very hype seeing this. Shout out to anyone who was streaming their live reaction to the One Piece Day like event, and then they started playing a full episode. And I don't think Toei liked that for the streams, obviously. But this 10 cost is absolutely wild. I didn't even really look at the base rarities for these cards. Dude, that event never existed. I believe is the translated name for the 1 cost event over on the left. And my goodness, is it tough. Like that artwork is just wow. But yeah, so many SPs, so many chase cards out of this set, so many strong effects. Obviously, I think as we kept seeing new support drop, like I was thinking, how much does Roger need? He's got so much support. There's just no way. And Emu does look insane as well. I will have to see more cards come out, people theory crafting, deck building. I'm going to get on that ASAP because I'm very excited about this. But it's so heartbreaking because I feel like all these reveals are like almost overshadowing set 12 for me, but I've been so excited for set 12 for so long. I love all of the leaders. The gameplay design for a lot of them are super enjoyable for me. We had the ban list coming out too, so that was going to mix some stuff up. I was very excited about set 12, but it just keeps stringing me along. Just more things to be excited about, right? But let's look through. So we got the Divine Departure. This event looks absolutely insane. Oh my goodness. Pirate King and Roger Pirates may rest 5 of your Dawn cards. If you have any given Dawn, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 8,000 power during this turn. Counter trash 1 card from your hand up to one of your leader characters. Gets plus 3,000 power during this battle. Insane artwork. We've got the alt art for the Monkey D. Luffy. My goodness, the 6 cost 7k power double attack on play if your leader is multicolored, so it's not technically leader lock, just multicolor lock, which I like a lot of that times, where it's like things are pretty generically strong, right? But it still does have a little bit of conditions, you know, not just open to every single deck. On play if your leader is multicolored, set up to 4 of your Dawn is active, and then you may not play any character cards with an original cost of 5 or greater for the rest of this turn. That seems to be like the going theme with the Luffy leader. If you don't remember, I think it's if you have 5 or less active Dawn, you can rest 1 Dawn for plus 2,000 power as counter on your opponent's turn. So essentially you get like 5 2Ks, which is wild, but it's kind of counterbalanced as like, yeah, you get the counter, but then you can't play out extra characters with that, which was something Green had going forward, obviously, with Cavendish and stuff being able to withstand 2 Dawn, Smoker, the 5 cost being able to withstand 1 Dawn, helped you cheat out maybe a couple of things, but very cool art. We got this Stussy that's blocker on play if your leader is the Egghead type. You can play up to 1 character with a cost of 5 or less with a trigger from your hand. Obviously for Bonnie, for Vegapunk, this is really cool art and also just a great card. A 7/7 that can cheat out 2 blockers essentially for Vegapunk, right? With that new EVO 2 Vegapunk blocker that can search top 5 and play a scientist card, can play out the Shaka. Very, very nice, right? Well, wait, no, play with the trigger. Wait, does the Vegapunk? No, it doesn't. I don't think he has a trigger, right? No, so no, I'm wrong, right? Am I wrong? I'm wrong, right? I've got to confirm that I'm wrong. Oh no, he does. I forgot he did. It's kind of crazy that he does. He triggered draw 1 card. So yeah, I was wrong, but well, I you know, yeah. But this is the new 7 cost stage, the Empty Throne. Kind of crazy. A 7 cost stage Your turn, if your trash is 19 cards or greater, give your leader plus 1k power. So Emu becomes a 6k leader, which is kind of crazy, right? I mean, that is like the upside to being a 4-life leader, you know? I remember the last time we had a mono color that was only 4 life and not 5, which is the going theme, like a Nell. I was like, oh man, why does a Nell only get 4 life? That's kind of crazy. That sucks probably. And then he was very pesky to deal with for a while. But activate main, you may rest this card in 3 of your Dawn. Play from your hand a black 5 Elder Stars type character that has a cost equal or less to the total number of Dawn on your field. So on your 10 Dawn turn, you can play that 10 cost for 4 Dawn, right? Well, yeah, 3 Dawn. Kind of crazy. 3 Dawn, right? Yeah, 3 Dawn. But I think the 10 cost needs you to rest a Dawn too. But here we have the 5 Elder Stars. Beautiful artwork for this 10 cost, by the way. So activate main. If your leader is Emu, you may rest one of your Dawn. So yeah, that's where that extra Dawn came to. I remember there being an extra Dawn somewhere in there, right? But that stage is kind of how you work around this being a 10 cost that requires you to rest an additional Dawn. And then trash 1 card from your hand. Trash all of your characters, including this one, right? So this card will go to the trash. Then play up to 5 of the 5 elders from your trash. So this is like Judge almost. Just getting a bunch of things back from your trash and kind of the insane value of these 5 elder cards, which makes sense that they have insane value, right? Very strong characters. Not getting into any of the manga spoilers or any anime spoilers, right? But kind of makes sense. So you play a bunch of 5,000 power 5 elders with different names. Kind of, like I said, similar to Judge. We got this new Uta card. I kind of wanted to just go over like all of them because there's just so much crazy stuff. And again, beautiful artwork on a lot of these. We have on play set 2 of your Dawn cards is active, then you may not play characters with an original cost of 5 or greater for the rest of the turn. And then on KO, play 1 character with the cost of 5 or less from your hand rested. Very similar to that Kuzan card. The blocker, right, that plays out a card rested from trash. This plays it out from your hand, obviously. And also, I think probably everyone has talked about this, but like this artwork is from Gege, the JJK author. So that's why it looks amazing and demonic and diabolical. I believe, side note, that the author had a health issue recently, and I think Oda suggested a hospital or something like that. So really cool to see the interaction between them both. I read a bit of JJK, watched a bit of it. Haven't seen or finished it. I believe the manga's finished, so I need to catch up on that. But that's just a side note. Very nice artwork, very fitting for the characters. We've got Saturn. Like, I just can't get over how dope they look. I think this is going to be a chase set for a lot of people. These cards particularly, even if you're not looking to play Emo, these cards are just very unique for the One Piece TCG, because obviously it's done by a different manga author. So very, very cool. We got 5 elders. If you have 7 or more cards in the trash, this character can't be removed by your opponent's effects. I think that is the running theme for like all of them. Basically, they cannot be removed at all as long as you have things in your trash. Did kind of bring up for me a little bit how there are some cards that force your opponent to bottom deck things from their trash. I doubt that they would be efficient in countering Emu, because with a leader ability with a cycle trash baked in, it would probably be very inefficient to try to get them to get lower than 7 cards. You would have to play a lot of them out, but it is something to keep in mind. On play, look at top 5 of your deck, reel up to 1 card with the 5 elders typing and add it to your hand, then place the remainder at the bottom of your deck in any order. So a searcher. So again, that 10 cost is going to play out all of these at once, so you're going to be able to search on that turn, which is crazy. And there, although there are 5k power, there is one that buffs them all, which is insane. Again, can't be removed in effect if you have 7 trash during your turn. If your trash is 10 and more, give up to all of your 5 elder type characters a base power of 7k. And then this, there is one that gains block, right? And this is a 2k counter as well for Saint Shepherd Jupiter. Really crazy value. So you're just playing on an entire board of 7k power characters. Very nice when one of the leaders in the set is a 7k base power, right? Again, with how fast Roger ramps, I don't know if this is going to be like too slow, but who knows? We still have to see a lot more reveals, right? We got Mercury, 1k counter. If your trash is 7 or more, this character can't leave play due to your opponent's effect and gains blocker. There's the blocker, right? And then on KO, draw a card. So you'll have a 7k blocker that can't be removed. Doesn't say that they can't be rested. So, you know, MVP Hody Jones coming in clutch if it doesn't get banned. We got Saint Marcus Mars. If your trash is 7 or more, this character can't leave play during your opponent due to your opponent's effect and gain blocker. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, KO one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 5 or less. So KOing a 5 or less on play and a blocker. So with that 10 down, we're establishing 2 blockers. This is my first time reading a lot of their effects, right? That is kind of crazy. So we're going to get 2 blockers out. They're 7k, 1 KOs, and then I'm going to skip past the ace for right now just to read up on this last one. If you're 7 or more and trash, the character can't leave effects and gains rush. So we got 2 blockers and a rush 7k. On attack, if your trash is 10 or more cards, give it to one of your opponent's characters minus 2k power for this turn. We're just getting red effects. We're just giving red effects to, I mean, it's got to be right for like story wise. A lot of these powers like match up, and again, not getting into like spoilers or talk of or like more recent events in the manga or anime, but like we're talking about some very end game characters though, so of course they're going to be powerful and have all these effects. But from a gameplay perspective, what do you guys think about these type of things with like the overlapping color identity, right? We have like black cards getting rush and when attacking minusing power. That is kind of wild, right? We've had rush cards in black before, not really to a lot of use, right? We've had like the rush Burgess for a while, but that never really gets play. But this is gonna be in play, right? And this is gonna be a 7k power rush that minuses power on attack. That is kind of crazy. We've got Ace, the 6/7 blue character, the white pure power type. If you have 3 or less life, this character gains rush, so 6/7 rush. On play, give it to one of your rested Dawn to your leader. Afterwards, return one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less to the owner's hand. And if you do, your opponent may play up to 1 character with a cost of 4 or less from their hand. Interesting. Interesting. So your opponent gets to play. Okay. Really amazing art, by the way. This, like I said, even past the gameplay for a lot of these leaders being just absolutely insane and very strong on paper, right? The artwork is just going to make this set extremely hyped and extremely sought after. We got the 5 Elder Stars are here. A 1-cost event, 5 Elders, Celestial Dragon typing. Main, look at the top 3 of your deck, reveal 1 card with the Celestial Dragon type. Okay, and then place maning in the trash. Yep, okay, so trigger activate this card's main effect. So another way to fill up your trash. And just looking at some of these SPs, right? I know it's a little cut off, but it is just beautiful. The style they went for. I love them so much. I liked set 12, like I said, but these ones just look so much better. And then the Shanks, so they've been doing the 4 Emperors as like a case hit, like the silver gold, like Monkey D. Luffy Gear 5, and then set 12 has Blackbeard, then set 13 has Shanks. So those cards look tremendous. And then we have the Red Super Parallel. So wait, do we get multiple versions of mangas? Is that what that is? again, this is like my first kind of reaction to this, but I just wanted to like go over Emu and how exciting it is. Oh, and then here is the event never existed. This is kind of an insane concept to me personally, because I've not seen something like this in the game so far. Main, rest one of your Don cards. If your leader is Emu, KO one of your opponents, costs 7 stage cards. Counter, if your leader is Emu, give it to one of your characters plus 4,000 power during this battle. So it's not even, so for a lot of the main / counter event cards we've seen, it's always been plus 3,000. I guess they had to counterbalance this because this is strictly for the mirror match, right? We don't have any other stage cards with a cost of 7 in the game besides the one for Emu. So this is strictly for the mirror match. So it's one that it's insane that there's a new card that is strictly designed for a mirror match, right? But I guess it makes sense because previously there were like Sky Slicers, an event that can KO a stage card, right? So technically there are ways to interact with your opponent's stage cards. Not that like they got an insane amount of play, but for how much value you get off of that 7 cost stage, this is gonna, I think, be a very crucial part in the mirror match, right? But also, even if you're not running that, you get a 4K counter 1 Don event, and like we showed with that stage card in conjunction with the 10 cost, being able to play that out, you're gonna have 6 Don open after you use the Don for the 10 cost effect. So you have Don left open on that turn to use this as a counter event, right? Which will definitely help because you're a 4-life leader, even though you become a 7K leader, or it's not a 6K leader, right? A 6K leader sometimes. So this would definitely help. Then we got Yamato. Very nice art. A 5 cost 6K power blue character, counter 1K on play. If your life is 3 or less, draw 2, then give up to one of your rested Don to your leader. So pretty nice. Again, it's not leader locked or anything like that. So as long as you just have 3 or less life, you just draw 2. Very nice. Then give up Don to one of your leader. Pretty good effect. And then here's the base rarity for Emu. Even this is just super dope. I am very excited. But yeah, the SPs are kind of insane. There's so many, right? It's another set of like dual SP typings where we have this kind of artwork. I don't know what you refer to that as, but it's just very dope. And then you have like the wanted posters as well. And then we have not only this Shanks like case hit, we have the red super parallel, aka fire manga. So is this a new manga typing? So now there's 2 different types of mangas that I'll never pull. That's amazing. Shout out to my crew that have been playing for a long time, still never pulled a manga. I've been opening cards since like set 3 or 2. I started playing in like set 4 and still never pulled a manga. But maybe with more of them out there, there'll be a better chance. But very, very nice stuff we got revealed. This is an insane card. It has Holy Land Marie-Joie as typing. Was the leader, does it play out play up to 1 Holy Land Marie-Joie type stage? Yes, so you play it out. So it's not because there was one that was called that was the name of it, right? But versus the typing. Very, very dope. So yeah, if you haven't seen, there's some card videos, some promos and stuff, but yeah, I think a lot of people had been waiting for Emu to come out, myself included. I wanted to see what it is. I'm very excited to see how strong it is. I think personally, I was, up until this point, I think more excited about set 12 in terms of like the leaders, because I thought, yeah, Roger seemed strong, but it seemed, for me personally, that a lot of the set 12 leaders had really cool and interesting gameplay designs built into them, just like their lead abilities, right? And I've been having a lot of fun testing them out, getting prepared for set 12. I'm a Zoro fan, so I was excited about the Zoro leader, but just with this to wrap things up, I think I am very excited about set 13 just to see what people cook up. And I mean, I'm a One Piece fan at heart. That's what got me into the card game. So this type of set with things like Emu, Roger, the three brothers, it's just so much to be excited about in terms of like, a lot of the times when I'm playing the card game, I truly do look at the characters on my board, look at my leader, and think about their role in the story and how they've impacted the story. And that's why I like Wano is one of my favorite arcs. If you've seen a lot of my gameplay, I've played a lot of Yamato, the leader, and I've played a lot of builds that focus primarily of like Wano cards. So this kind of thematic stuff is really, really interesting to me, and I think that they've done a great job with this set. I'm very excited about it. I think a lot of people are very excited about that. I don't think that's something out there to say, but yeah, I could sit here and yap all day, but I want to hear your guys' thought on some of the new cards, the leaders. Man, oh man, I am very hyped for this. Let me know down in the comments what you think of Emu. Again, I'm not even trying to like power scale them or talk about rankings. I think Emu will be a strong leader, but we'll still have to see. Again, you do have that downside of being a 4-life leader, you know. However, with a lot of cards that can't be removed, you got built-in cycle into your leader, right? It does seem like it'll be fairly strong. All the leaders seem like they could be fairly competent in the meta. Obviously, the focus was on Roger for a while, but I'll be the one to say that I've been pretty much wrong a lot of times with how I think a meta is going to go, right? In terms of the strength of leaders. So I'm not going to like overhype anything too much, but I do think that even if it's not a completely strong deck at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are going to be interested about Emu for lore implications. The characters, the design on the cards are just tremendous. It's unique, it's different. There's a lot of this is the first time we've had a leader that allows you to do something like before the game starts, like pre-game actions. Like the first time we're getting that. Very exciting stuff. So again, let me know down in the comments, what leader are you excited about in set 13? What are your chase cards? What are you going to be going after? I'm very happy. I'm very excited about the game. Man, oh man, I'm kind of glad that we're getting these a little bit of rushed releases, right? To get us caught up to a simultaneous release, because now that I've seen these leaders, I just want to play with them. I want to get these cards in person. I want to open up set 13. I know it's going to be a hard thing to get my hands on, but I will try to. This is very exciting. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Hopefully we'll be able to play on the sim with some of these leaders very soon, finishing up some of the card reveals. And yeah, I can't wait. So let me know down in the comments what you're excited about. Leave a like, subscribe, and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye.